about that.
Okay, yeah, you'll start today's video. The day's half over. You're fixing to go home. You've been here.
Yeah.
But I come, actually, my wife last night, she made this, I don't know what it was, some kind of Mexican.
It's a Mexican casserole. It's got black beans and chicken and everything.
It was such a big gob that I said, I'll just bring that to tomorrow. So anyway, we had that for lunch.
I'm praising her. Tell her I owe her, some cooking.
Good. You cook for me every day.
Amen.
Every day you're here.
I don't know how you're not bigger than I am.
Oh, I'm big enough. So, yesterday we were talking about school and students with a former teacher.
Yeah.
Who was a teacher a long time ago.
Yeah.
And what a mess it was. And some of his, and talking about paddling.
Yeah.
Some of his paddling stories.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to wake somebody up. So, yesterday I did a video. Ended up the video, and I'm like, how do you get people to just like, come on, wake up, young people. So I asked Daryl.
Yeah.
And he said parents need to be parents and not best friends.
That's right.
And then maybe we ought to paddle them.
Yeah. I don't know. I know that it's not the responsibility of the teachers. I think it starts at home.
Well, okay, there's some serious issues going on.
Yeah, I think at home it's not. Believe me, I will personally come out of retirement if I hear you actually beating a child.
Yes, yeah.
Let me get this straight. I'm talking about a little paddle, ping pong paddle, and you paddle them with it. It doesn't bruise them, it doesn't blister them, it doesn't do anything, but a little something to let them know that they have done wrong. And I never will forget my son. I said, son, you've been a good boy. I carried him to school to carry his Christmas presents for his teacher one year. And he said, I haven't had to punish you. I hadn't had to paddle you but once or twice. You've been a good boy. And he rode a few miles down the road. It was about a 13-mile trip. And about 5 miles down the road, he looked at me and he said, not for the same thing. I rest my case.
Well, okay, so we got to get somebody's attention.
Yeah.
Sometimes somebody might not think it's wrong and keep on doing it, except for the punishment might be a deterrent.
Well, it's just like.
So I do not advocate paddling.
No.
Of students in the school, except I'm going to do a deal.
Okay.
I'm going to make a paddle. Well, I mean, so we're here talking about it, and I found one. I got a good pattern. I like that. What is that up there?
That one would hurt.
You use that for Vince when he gets out of line, or what?
That's threatening. I can look at it.
That was my old preacher that
Your old preacher's paddle.
He made that for me to scull a boat with.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Beat the fish.
But anyway.
So I'm going to make this is not a paddle situation. That's not me. I'm smelling burning plastic
It's
here.
pretty ugly, but it's going to work.
Is that the official technique? Did you learn how to do that on YouTube?
Yeah, right.
All right, so everybody watching YouTube, this is how you do it. That's the official technique. What are we doing?
Well, this used to be a T,
Mm-hmm.
and didn't have the right part, so I cut the T off here, blocked it off, and this will slide into the dash, and it's got a bar, see, 1-inch bar all the way across, which I've made the defrosters
Okay.
in there.
Okay, so we're putting the defrosters in.
And this I'll cut it down a bit, and I've already got a hole in the metal that goes across the dash, and this will slide into there, and then your defroster hose and go into here and go into that pipe and run off across for your defrosters.
Okay.
See, it's ugly right now, but I'll trim it down and make it fit up underneath the
Looks
dash.
like a contraption.
And glue it all in, yep.
But we have the AC unit, and this is for Reg's car, and it's going in.
Yeah.
So as soon as we get that in, you got the tank yet?
What?
You got a glass of the mounts for the tank still?
Yeah, I got a glass mouse for the tank.
Okay, and I guess the interior is done. It's not out here anymore.
Yeah, all except the carpet.
Okay, we'll go find that. Now we got to put the hood on
Yeah,
and then move on.
yeah.
You know whose car is calling for you out there?
Joe's?
Joe, exactly. Joe's car.
Yeah.
Joe's car.
All right.
Daryl's finishing up a few things that he's doing,
Yeah.
and he's going to go work on that tank. getting it all plumbed in. We got the filler neck for it.
Yeah.
I don't remember, does Joe's car have a name?
I don't know.
Joe, if you're watching this video, give us a name or you're gonna get it named, at least for here. All right, I'm gonna go look at the interior. You got, your seats are all done and everything?
Yeah, they're sitting in there.
Okay.
I just got them out here. I was doing a lot of grinding and cutting, and inside that, if you look around, I cleaned shop this morning.
Behind the magic door. We used to cut the glass, the windshield glass in that, but now we're going back to the glass company because I don't want to do it anymore. And Eddie didn't volunteer to take my job.
I tried, and I broke more glass than it done any good, so.
Well, I'm glad not to do it. It wasn't something I enjoyed.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's go check out this interior. So I think we're gonna make this a upholstery storage room instead of me bioactive vivarium creating things for the house room and cutting glass room and big mess room. So anyway, Eddie put some of the stuff in here. This is, I don't know who this is for, but it's for somebody. This looks like parts and pieces and panels for Reg's car. And here we have the seats. You can see the back of the seat has a nice pocket on the panel. Got the sides put in. And part of, when he took it apart, it was just sewed together, but he put the double stitch in there with the welting, the beads in there, so that all looks good. And there we got the F put in. So these are about ready to put in the car. You probably got to steam them, kind of straighten them out a little bit. Here's the headliner, that'll be glued in. This is probably the back panel behind the seats. I would say carpet material for under the carpet. So it's ready to go together. And there we go, ready to go together after you put the AC in. That's a position I don't do very much anymore. If I get in there, I wouldn't get out.
Yeah. Well, I done pretty good. It's gonna work.
It's gonna work.
Yeah.
All right. If I put the camera under there, will we see what we're talking about?
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, maybe we'll try that.
Let's see that it goes. If you can,
You're gluing and sealing and...
yeah. See if you can see the hole in the. I don't know if you can see the hole in it or not. See, there's a bar that runs all the way across there,
across
and
the
then
top.
for the defrosters, yeah.
So there
See
it
that?
goes into the bar.
Yep.
Oh, so you're putting it there instead of in the middle.
Yeah, I can't get to the bar here. It's too close.
Oh, okay.
And see, that's what I usually do is put it there, but I couldn't get to the bar.
So you got it on the end. I know what you're doing.
Yeah, and then air conditioner will be here, and there'll be a hose run over here to it, and then it'll blow across there.
Then we got a couple of vents that'll go one here and one on the
One
other
here,
side.
and one there, yeah. They'll all be up there.
And then you got your defoggers. So these are cut into that metal bar that goes across the top. So it'll blow out on your defoggers. So getting ahead, getting there.
You gotta glue that in there, and I think I've got it whooped.
Find the, oh, they're over here. So we were a little concerned they didn't send us any vents. But what they did, they put all the vents in one container here. So these actually go into the dash. So this is the vents. So these work out really well.
Yeah, they should be pretty good.
So you get two of those, one on each side. And
Yeah, they're pretty nice here. They adjust anywhere you want to.
it unscrews and it screws in between the dash.
But yeah, then you set that through the dash.
Although you don't have a lot of space, you got to have your hole the right size. If you make it too big, it's gonna.
Right, because there ain't that much of a bezel around here. But then screw that on, then your hose goes there.
And you don't have too much room to. So sometimes if you got a really thick dash,
Yeah.
that's not good. I've had to grind actually the end of that off. 'Cause
I
there's
had
no
to.
threads. Have you?
Yeah,
There's
where
no
it
threads
fits
all
in
the way
there,
up
yeah.
to the end.
But that's quite a bit of
Yeah, that's quite a
threads
bit.
on those, yeah. Some of the others we used to get, but yeah, it'll go anywhere you want it to go. It's a good thing about it.
All right, so this one's coming to the end. We're about there.
Getting there?
I'm gonna work on. I was eating lunch over at Herschel,
Yeah.
and a couple days ago I was talking with Tim. He used to be a teacher years ago, and we were talking about the paddle situation.
Uh-huh.
I think what we need is a board and deal with administrators. I was on the Board of Education,
Oh, right, yeah.
so we need something pretty heavy duty to help them educators. The administrators see the light.
Yeah.
And while they're seeing the light, they might as well see some stars too. Because they need to figure out what they're doing ain't working. And they ain't taking the advice of anybody that's on an elected board.
Right.
Because they're the professionals, don't you know?
Yeah, hear them tell it.
Anyway, I think I'm gonna start working on my own special board of election, or board of education, that is. So you don't have to be elected to this one. So anybody out there, I'm gonna offer it.
Yeah.
Such a deal. Matter of fact, we'll ship it free of charge, no charge. If you got a problem with your school administration,
Yeah.
I'll give you a board of education, and you can take it down to the school board meeting and let them see the lights and some stars.
I got my share of the board of education.
Well, one time, but not too bad for me. Well, see, I knew you get in trouble at school, that was nothing compared to the trouble you got in at home.
Yeah, usually I just take my swats and go.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully that didn't make it home.
Yeah.
All right, so there you go. Hot rodding at its finest.
Yeah.
Love it. It's looking good.
In there, you show them disc brakes and all that.
Yeah, we've seen that. You got to put the hubs on. You need the spindle nuts. Yeah, we'll get some spindle nuts. I got some up there, so I'll bring them down.
Yeah, to get this done, I'll be putting the steering column and everything in.
I think Daryl hit the road.
Yeah, I think so.
It's gonna snow here in a little bit.
Yeah.
We're putting a steering column in this too?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'll
For
bring the
sure.
hood. I'll get the hood and the hood and the grill show and the radiator. So.
Brake pedal through there too.
All right. So you're on this for a few more days then.
Yep, yep.
But it's almost there. Getting close.
It's a lot closer than it was.
Yeah, this is true.